Bill passed away February 6th of 2009. And even though it wasn't that many months, we really made it a lifetime.
Hi.
We made it like it was our home. We'd microwave our dinner and we'd have dinner as a family of 5. The walls were decorated in the hospital room. Everybody came to visit us. Our boys got to play with their brother.
I think they'll see pictures and something will stick in their mind that they got to enjoy their brother.
I hold him. Oh, that's nice that you're holding his hand.
When we knew we were going to stop treatment for Will, and it was like any rule that we had previously seen just disappeared. It was, they gave us a room that is normally for 2 people and made it 1. They pushed 2 beds together. They let our friends and family come all hours of the day. When you talk about not having any regrets, we walked out of there feeling like we took every advantage of every minute of that little boy's life during that last week to just know that we made the right decisions. We did things in the best interest of Will whenever we could. We weren't selfish, and we fought, and Will fought, and when it was time to let go, we let go. And it really summarizes the Journeys program.
So the Journeys program was developed over a year ago to represent a pediatric palliative care approach for families who are fighting with life-threatening and chronic medical illnesses. The purposes of this group of individuals, a team, is to help support the family in both decision-making, communication with their doctors, and trying to help families not have any regrets about their medical treatment and the journey that their child witnessed.
It's impacting families like ours.
Large centers outside of here where, again, children might have been receiving specialized care at Sloan Kettering or at Boston Children's, those doctors too can now know that they can interface with the palliative care team as well. The program is growing. We're busy every day. We're now at a place where with 75 active consults, we need to be able to be doing more and more. So one of the things that is our most immediate need is going to be funding for a nurse and or a nurse practitioner, funding for more full-time social work.
It's well over 50 kids, and part of it's like, oh my gosh, there's that many kids that are part of this program, but at the same time you're thinking those were kids that weren't getting that palliative care 2 years ago.
We are so incredibly grateful for the efforts and support of the Brave Will Foundation. Without their support, we wouldn't be able to do what we are currently doing.
Because of all these incredible people that come to our event and help us raise money, it's not just me and Matt, it's everybody together. We really want people to remember how we could run through a sprinkler, have ice cream dripping down your arm. These are simple, great childhood pleasures that a lot of kids unfortunately don't have. And we want every kid and every adult to always remember what it's like to be a kid.
We've been working with the hospital closely with the construction going on to say, when space presents itself, we would really like to see an inpatient pediatric hospice suite, something that would allow any family that decides to spend their final days at the hospital with their child to have a place that's peaceful.
We picture it to be almost 2 rooms divided with maybe a door in the middle, and that would be one side is the bed, all the medical equipment behind cabinets, and the other side we want it to be a table, a little kitchenette area. As a foundation, we want to be able to send food to those families that are there, provide bedding for them in case there's a special blanket that they want to then keep afterwards.
We walked out of there that last week not having regrets, and a lot of it was because of that space, and we just feel if you gave everyone that opportunity, they're going to feel better about a really sad situation. As strange as that sounds, they will. It stands for steer onward and remember. Tammy and I were relaying how difficult that anniversary day is, and you just don't know what to do with yourself. So what if we gave families an opportunity to do something on the first anniversary of a child's passing, where they could do something to help them cope with the day, to remember their child?
We have several people on the board that will help plan with the family. We'll just sort of start asking about their child, what was important to the child and the family. And from there, an idea usually starts to grow. One of the events that we did was a butterfly release at the family's home.
We just didn't know how we were going to handle it that day.
I think it's hard enough to sit, to be day to day thinking about your son or daughter who has passed, and especially on that first anniversary. It was just so nice not to have to worry about anything, you know, except, you know, Michael's memory.
Mike was diagnosed with ALL when he was 13 years old. He had 3.5 years of chemo. He was good for 5 months, and we found out that his leukemia had come back. I mean, he had his goals set out. He wanted to go to his prom. He wanted to graduate.
Right.
But he made it to his prom. The night before he passed, he was in bed. So at one point he said to me, "Hey, Dad, I see that butterfly." And a few weeks prior to that, we had spoken about some butterflies. And I said, "Which one?" And he said, "That orange with the black spots on it. I see it." 3 days after he had passed, I was out on the deck, and our bedroom doors come out to a deck. And I had looked over, and there was that butterfly on his door. You're hoping that they were signs that you know, he was trying to say that he was okay.
Then Frank came up and said, "Why don't we have a butterfly release?" Seeing that we associate butterflies with Mike.
They took off, and they lingered up on the deck.
Near his door.
Near his door.
On Rocco, his brother.
His brother, yeah. You look around and you look at the butterflies and you see that they're free. And, you know, I want to believe that he's free from his pain and everything. And as much as I wish he was still here with us, you just feel that sense of it's okay. He's going to be all right.
I can remember Michael's mom saying that she was dreading the day and she didn't know what to expect, but that she couldn't have hoped for anything more than having everybody there and just feeling everybody's love. It's just one way that we can make that day more comfortable and provide support.
Just reminded us of our son.
No, I have no regrets at all. I mean, I'm grateful for Matt and Tammy for helping us with this. I was concerned, you know, that Michael would be forgotten, and on the day of his anniversary of his passing, when we've seen such a large turnout of friends and family, we know that he will never be forgotten.
I remember specifically the day I met Tammy and little Will. And I remember walking into the hospital room and walking into somewhere that I knew was a special place. I've seen the great stuff that the foundation has done over the past couple of years, golf tournaments and wine tasting events and ice cream social here in the Children's Hospital. Seeing board members roll up their sleeves, put on these little ice cream rubber gloves and these hats, and serving ice cream and making sundaes for kids that, you know, just escape being a patient for a couple of hours. It's a special group. What they have done is really, really a miracle.
We got behind a car a couple months ago coming off the Northway, and they had one of our Celebrate Willpower magnets on the back. And it's just the coolest thing. It really is to be like, there's my boy.
We hope we get put out of business. That means no child is ever dying from any childhood illness, not just cancer or anything. So I feel like at least we're bringing the attention to people of this is happening. Unfortunately, kids are dying, and what can you do to help? We know we're making a difference.